the way that they're doing the deal, you have three options for your PED. You can do Black Friday, you can do Cyber Monday, or you can do all three. The marketing formula that I've been saying for years is traffic, conversion, scale. And then those are literally the problems in sequence that if tackled leads to massive growth, which essentially is the conversion of the click, which is probably it's the first battle to win on Amazon. Isn't it like a bad omen to have your Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving?
I don't know. What's the omen?
That means that like every person in every shopping center ever has just a big bad omen because they all put them up like November 1st.
I feel like your wife is the one that gets excited when she hears Christmas music like in August.
July. I think the day after Independence Day is Christmas.
She starts her Spotify Christmas playlist probably in July. In the car, beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Are we getting our clients ramped up? I mean, how are the Amazon brands shaping up for Christmas?
Yeah, I got one update I will give. I'm gonna take us back a notch because I know we're talking about Christmas, but in all fairness, it's November 14th, so I'm just gonna take us back to Black Friday. And I'm going to tell you about something that Amazon's doing for Black Friday, and that was kind of interesting. So they did this last year, and I thought it was interesting. But the way that they're doing the deal, you have three options for your PED. You can do Black Friday, you can do Cyber Monday, or you can do all three. However, the deal starts on the Black Friday. They have it starting on the 22nd through the 29th, and Cyber Monday is from the 30th to the 2nd. So we're talking about potentially 10 days of deals, which kind of violates the whole scarcity and marketing concept. So it's kind of interesting. However, I tested this last year with this really long discount, and the people that had the PED for 10 days typically had 30% more sales than the ones that didn't, but they probably made the same amount of money. So anyways, kind of interesting.
Running a deal for that long. The problem that I have is that when you have like competition on Amazon, you're running and if you don't do it, like if you don't take full advantage of the full time air of the PED, your competition's going to. Some of them will. And then they're going to be running it like even at a loss. And then you're just going to lose keyword ranking. And then your post Black Friday sales are going to suck more because now they're going to outshine you because they gained 5 or 10 spots and a lot of keywords. And that's the problem. If you don't contribute, you have to contribute. If you don't contribute, you're just dead.
Absolutely. And right after that happens to be Christmas. So if you go into that month like a loss of rank, then your momentum going into Christmas could be not as great as it was the previous year, potentially. If you don't, it's kind of a pay to play program.
It is. You got to pay all your profits to Amazon.
So what's
and Amazon customers.
What's the suggested discount? I know every brand is 20%. Different, but I just wanted to get an average 20%.
20% is the minimum.
Well, I take exception to that because I've gotten it down to 15.
Was that it? Did you do that with a hack?
Category. No, it's category specific, and certain SKUs are eligible for 15. So now remember, if you have also like a higher price, Amazon's not dumb, right? Like if you have a higher priced ASIN, like a $300 ASIN, 20%, that's a pretty big discount, right? So they make some exceptions to that 20%.
Interesting. Let me go ahead and just, since we are talking about this subject, let's go ahead and just put it on the screen and take a look at what the information is regarding this particular. So here is the Black Friday Cyber Monday guidelines. One thing that they did add this year, which was really nice of Amazon, is they're now charging $50 for these PEDs. So you can, which
That's
is nice.
Why they separated them.
Yeah, it's just another way where you can just pay them just a little bit more of your profits. So it's
really sarcasm. Nice. Got it. Sarcasm. Yeah. Okay. Took me a second.
We love to donate to the Amazon charity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously they're struggling. You know, Amazon's obviously having a hard time.
Yeah, I honestly wish that I could write everything I paid off to Amazon as like a donation or something like that. Well, I guess it kind of is
an expense. It is an expense.
Yeah, it's true.
So basically, This is the first year where we're paying an event fee on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and
they first started it out by saying for an event is $50.
Yeah,
and then now they're separating each because they're taking full advantage of, well, it's Black Friday. And I'm sure next year we'll see Small Business Saturday on there as additional event fee. They're just, remember, like out of the millions of sellers, like $50 or 150 per seller for millions and millions. That, let's say, 3 million sellers opt in this. I mean, 3 million times 150.
Yeah. No, it's sick. It's sick.
That's like pure profit. That's just $450 million. And just for one little tiny Black Friday and Cyber Monday, $450 million. Just from one little tiny $50 move.
It's sick. I would point this out. This one, if you click this one, it's $50 for both. So don't be that guy that.
Okay, so you don't. So right. You don't have to click all three.
It's a BOGO deal
and Cyber Monday discount. But like, wait, do I only want to run Black Friday? Well, it's the same price to run all three, but then you have to discount
Why would
it for the
anyone
entire
just
event.
run one? I think they're trying to get you to just pay the BOGO deal, $50.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. Some people just want to do. Oh, I'm only doing Black Friday. I'm not contributing to Cyber Monday. Some people are like that. I have to talk them out of it.
I'm working with a brand that's only doing Cyber Monday, so to each his own for everybody, right? But one thing that I would point out here is that you must have at least one review with an average rating of at least 4 stars. So that is something to be aware of. And so the discount must be at least 20%, and it's probably category specific, like you were saying. And it's also the price must be from it says here, the PED must be lower than the lowest price for the ASIN in the past 30 days. So what you did 31 days ago is entirely up to you. So feel free to play with it as you see to make that 20% whatever you want. But essentially, these are typically the
double
rules.
All your prices 31 days before.
Absolutely. My favorite is when I go to like some of those outlet malls. Like I've been going to one for like 5 years, and I see the same business that's having a going out of business sale for at least 5 years.
What's that one movie with that? Oh yeah, don't mess with Zohan. Have you guys seen that movie with Adam Sandler? And he comes to New York, and then he first things he goes to try to get a job is they're going out of business. Electronic stores. There's like a whole row of them, and they've been going out of business. They're charging full retail price. They've been going out of business. They're good for business. It's good for business.
So it said there on your screen that it has to be a discount off of the retail price that's been posted for the last 30 days. Are you guys doing anything with that? Are you raising the price 31 days before, or are you just not messing with it and just being honest and it's a real 20% discount? Because I feel like some people do fake 20% discounts. They raise it 31 days earlier, but I don't know if that's
no, but if there is an active sale on a product, all sales are removed on all products 31 days before, right? So it meets MSRP. So if there's a temporary sale or whatever, I'm just gonna cut it out. Making sure I cut it out. I mean, I started doing that at like 40 days before. So that way when Black Friday comes, I'm not doing a discount on the discount.
What about coupons? Are coupons in the same vein?
No, this is based on the price. So coupons aren't going to affect this. So you can actually do like a 30% off a coupon and it won't interfere with the actual price.
Yeah, my favorite is when you see that meme, which we see every after Black Friday. It says it's like before Black Friday, it's like $19.99, and then during Black Friday, it's like 30% off, $19.99.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's what happened. Like if you actually go shopping and you look at the normal MSRP of products, yes, there are legitimate Black Friday sales. And not to say that everyone is not, but there is a lot of, I guess to say what the way they get away with it is there's different ways of FTC guidelines for SRP, right? Suggested retail price, MSRP, which is manufacturer's just retail price. So when you're going by SRP, if you were to do a general like, well, this product is not moving at $19.99, so I'm therefore going to most of the year selling it for $14.99. But then pre-Black Friday, you go, oh, well, temporarily, I'm not going to sell it for $14.99, even though I have for 340 days out of the year. So I'm going to mark my price back up to $19.99. And then, of course, it goes on sale for $14.99. But you see, you're operating within FTC guidelines by doing that. You're not violating any laws, but it's a misrepresentation to a customer because you're literally a bit on sale and you are on sale 350 days out of the year or whatever,
Just to sum up what you said, I believe it's called It's under one word. It's called marketing.
What did you guys think of this? I noticed this the other day when I was buying some Pete's coffee pods. I noticed this new little way that they word it right here.
Yeah.
Here. What do you guys think of that? 200,000 bought
been on there for a
multiple
while.
times. Oh, it's been on there a while.
That's been
Okay.
on Yeah,
This was
yeah.
kind of the
So
first time. I don't shop on Amazon, like honestly, like as much as other people do. I'm ad hoc. I'll go once a month, but it's definitely new within the last month.
no, this has been actually active for I think a little over 3 months. But
Okay.
yeah, this is on particularly products with consumable products, right? So especially if they have high, like I have some of my products that I sell that have this, right? So if they're a consumable product, they have high SNS opt-in rates, and I'm not sure of the exact criteria to get multiple times
That's
on
what I
there.
was wondering. I was wondering what the exact criteria is. It 2 or more, 3 or more, 4 or more? What's the? Is it over 30 days, 60 days, 120? No one knows. It's a black box, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's you have to understand the coding in the back end or have an insider to tell you like, here's the code breakdown of that, of how you get that badge or how you get that thing, right? Because you see like the normal 3K bought a month, but then you see multiple times. So, but I know that one of the criteria is that the product has subscribe and save, and then how many or what percentage of the people that are buying it are opting into the subscribe and save. There's I know there's 2 criteria to that, right? So if you have like a subscribe and save and you have, let's say you're selling 1,000 units a month on an SNS, sorry, not on SNS, but then you have a 5% opt-in rate for SNS, then I haven't seen this before on this, right? So like a very low SNS opt-in rate. I just seen the number bought. But when you have a really high SNS opt-in rate, I know that you actually get that little badge. So
Okay,
that's
got
why,
it.
by the way, incentive to do a high SNS coupon at 30%, whatever. Because remember, they're getting 30% off their first order. So, and a great example is if I'm going to put a product on SNS for 30% or 40% off the first order, and their average, if I see my average SNS, 500K. Wow. If I see my average SNS is 4 to 6 orders, that means you take that 40% and you divide it by 6 orders, right? So sure, it's 19.89, and they're going to get what is that, like $8 off their first order, going to $12. But that $8 will be divided amongst 6 orders. So you have to calculate that out when you're doing your coupon, right? Like what percent can you give off of 4 to 6 orders? If you know your average, if you people opt out of your SNS within the second order, then you know that you can't go as high in the coupon.
Yeah, one thing I would add to that is that in the new dashboard, this data is available, and so that you can easily, it helps you with some of the math. It definitely shows how many people stay for 1 month, how many people stay for longer, and it gives you a percentage and a breakdown, which I think is very informative.
Yeah. So this one's 90K
honestly, you
a
can
month
make
in sales. By the way, this one's 90K a month in sales. Obviously, you
How
have the 90K a month in sales right here.
no, that's 90K units. I was like,
Units for sure.
Helium 10 isn't pulling in the revenue. Notice that it's not able to calculate the revenue anymore.
Well, it looks like something had a fallout, and then so you can kind of look at it. Okay, 100K bought in the past, or 100K bought this multiple times. Then when you click on it, 10K bought on last month. So obviously every number is going to be different between products, but I kind of, as a consumer, I don't know if I get more value out of the multiple times concept. I really don't think I do.
So you have to remember that Amazon tested multiple things on this. I mean, Eric, remember that they had multiple different lines they were testing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was the previous one? It was like blah reviewed in the last month.
That's right. And what about this one? Have you guys ever seen this one? Number one top rated?
Number one top rated. Yeah.
What is that? It's like a badge, but not a badge. Doesn't look like a badge, but it's obviously a badge. That's crazy right there.
Yeah. So that's just based on that one. I know is used to be something else. But that's based on the recent, it's an algorithm based on reviews and how many people reviewed it, a positive review on the orders, what percent. So then you get that badge. Or Avito. So I've seen some people have that badge, and it's, my guess is algorithmic based, because I don't think that anyone's going to pay Amazon to give you that.
Yeah. Here's another one. So it's not, there is no such thing as number one top rated by category, because there's two in the same page that are getting the top rated,
No, it's not like Amazon's Choice or overall pick. It's different.
or bestseller, which is really one.
Is that possibly, is it maybe a subcategory or something like that?
Let me see.
No,
So
no, it's
this one is
from what I understand about
body
the top rated,
moisturizer.
yes, they're
then
not bestseller.
and then this
Not
one
bestseller, top rated.
top rated. So I'm
It's-
trying to see if there's
It's based on reviews.
Interesting.
this one's body lotions. So it's actually a different sub.
So in the subcategory, the way that works is, I know there's parts of this that I understand. If you are in your subcategory receiving the most amount of reviews for what you are in the subcategory, you can get that badge.
Okay,
That's a very basic bare bones breakdown of the algorithm.
Okay, got it. This one's Amazon Choice. I would think it'd be bestseller, but it's got Choice too. Interesting.
And if you understand what Amazon's Choice is based on your subcategory and your recent review count, and rating, like 4.5, 4.6, your Amazon's Choice for the keyword or the subcategory.
Interesting. It's interesting to go in here and just take a look at what the best sellers are in a category, just to get what, kind of get into the psychology of what people are buying these days. And obviously people like to remove makeup and get rid of pimples.
Mighty Patch has been on that list for a long time, at least in the top 3, top 4.
I don't know if I know these guys. I don't think I've met these guys.
They've been around for quite a while. They were the first, really, the original patch, pimple patch.
Oh, I see. Interesting. I know
They own the market.
There's a million pimple patches now, I'm sure.
But they were the original, and they did a huge marketing campaign, and they broke the market, and everyone tried to copy them. But again, that's for the benefit of being first to market with a
and they're not vendor central. That's smart. They're selling on seller central. I'm sure Amazon has offered.
I've heard a little bit about their story, but they're very clever, good marketers.
Yeah.
Very good. They did. But remember, Mighty Patch did a lot of top of funnel actions, a lot of marketing, millions of marketing.
These guys, I do know. I know these guys well. They're doing great. Yeah, this is good to see.
So
I don't know what happened here. There we go.
Tested this very thoroughly with a 2% conversion rate on an Amazon listing with 100,000 sessions.
where were you driving the sessions from?
TikTok.
TikTok.
So driving external traffic from TikTok, 100,000 sessions, an average of a 2% conversion rate. The product ranked #1 for every single keyword within 2 weeks.
Well, how are okay, and so the rank was directly from the outside because of the traffic off of Amazon.
Outside links directly into the Amazon listing. Yeah. So the reason why, if you think about it from Amazon's perspective, if Amazon at all penalized sellers for sending them external traffic and de-rank them, Amazon would cut its own throat like nobody's business, right? Like if because TikTok influences Amazon, but TikTok doesn't have a 30% conversion rate. TikTok has an average of a 1 to 2% conversion rate on sales. So if you send 100,000 people to an Amazon listing, and you have a 2% average conversion rate, and you think Amazon's going to go, oh, you're garbage. You only have 2% conversion rate. Thanks for only the 20,000 sales that you sent over my way. They're not going to think like that, right? So now, if you were to do on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you were to do just purely like using a 2-step URL and sending BS traffic using that, you would be penalized. So it's because you're hacking the system. You're not they're trying to manipulate rank. That's rank manipulation. And you will even probably have a flag on your account. So, and that's probably what happens is over time, people get those two things mixed up and they go, external traffic can hurt you. And like, well, no, you have to understand both perspectives of it, Amazon's and what happens in the organic traffic world.
Well, I think that's interesting. I mean, Shopify, your typical conversion is 1 to 2%, depending upon your category and your product. But I would say that
pretty bad conversion rate for Shopify. It can go that low for a newer Shopify. Yeah, I mean, a good Shopify is typically 6 to 8%, like conversion rate. Just so, like if you're scaling on the Shopify, it's
something that has been being tested in the last year or so is Google to Amazon. How has that been affecting the ranking?
Long term, it's been beneficial.
External traffic generally is good, even if it decreases conversion rate. And just based on the fact that it feeds the algorithm favors it, right? So Amazon today versus 5 years ago or 10 years ago is more session based. So because TikTok and social media has such an influence on Amazon that and I've done really deep dives and tests on this too, is sessions are the first and foremost key factor. So increasing sessions to Amazon, real sessions, not like bot sessions, because I've tried bot sessions too, by the way, it doesn't work. But it has to be real sessions. So increasing sessions to an Amazon listing, no matter the type, whether it's from TikTok, Google, email, etc., increases rank. And it's even with a lower conversion rate, but that is, I've done every type of split test, and sessions is the first and foremost goal on any Amazon listing. More sessions, more sessions, more sessions. Get to 5 to 10,000 sessions a month, right? That's the first debug point.
Yep.
And then after that, you figure out how to convert better, because you frankly have no idea what your real conversion, or it's called scaling conversion, right?
Until you have traffic.
Until you have sufficient traffic, you're never going to know your conversion rate.
Yeah,
you can have like a 36% conversion rate, and you're like, I have the best conversion rate in the world. Well, how many sessions do you have?
Yeah, 15.
I have 150 sessions for the last 30 days.
I was just
you don't know what your conversion rate is.
Talking to someone like that, and they were like, "We're at a 40% conversion rate." And I was looking at the sessions. I was going, "What's your subscribe and save?" And they're like, "It's this." And I'm like, "Okay, so let's take those out. Okay, your conversion rate's like 8%." But like, what? I'm like, "What? Do you forget to take out your subscribe and saves on your conversion?"
The marketing formula that I've been saying for years is traffic, conversion, scale. And those are literally the problems in sequence that if tackled leads to massive growth.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it is. It's first traffic. But if you don't have the traffic, there's like even trying to go, oh, my listing's bad or whatever. Well, you don't know anything yet until you send 10,000 people to your listing and see what they do.
Yeah,
that's a survey basically, right? And you're really in the end just surveying 10,000 people and seeing, okay, well, only 2% of people bought. Oh shit, that means I gotta fix that.
Speaking of that, Michael, I really want you to build that tool that you were talking about, because I want to add it to Celico. Now that we're doing Amazon shopper surveys a lot, and we're getting more and more bullish on surveying an actual shopper who's paying out of pocket, which is a little hat tip to a different hat, Celico. Go check it out, celico.com. Hello. But your idea of creating a very easy tool to just upload a hero image and then set a timer. You could set it for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds.
Oh, like impulse, like the
impulse.
Impulse survey.
And then basically after 3 seconds,
in progress.
There's a list of questions, basically. Like
but I don't want this. I don't want this broadly published, because this is
why? Come on, let's get pre-orders, man. Let's get some pre-orders for you, brother.
Okay, fine. Well, it's not even in beta yet, but it'll be in beta probably in the next 3 weeks.
Oh, don't worry, you'll beat everybody to market. Let's get it done.
Yeah. Okay, fine. But then I'll take it to. So I'm actually doing it with creating it's going to create a shareable link like Loom, so you can share it with friends and family and everything, and it'll flash something within 3 seconds and survey them, right?
So you can. Here's my idea. My idea to make you money is I'm going to be your first customer, and we're gonna have to make it so that a Celico campaign can set up that, and then they're going to pay an extra fee for each campaign, and then you're going to get obviously your percent on that. So I'm excited about it.
One thing that I would say is that you just have to make sure that there's when making coding something on a website, there's an event called focus, and you just have to make sure that the focus had happened, which basically means that there's some sort of movement or something that happens on the screen that basically shows that they are looking at it. Otherwise, it'll be so fast that they don't even notice it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and then I thought about those exact points, and so or
having a ready button, like just a button says, "Are you ready?" Because everything is event driven.
That is being programmed on the "Are you ready?" Confirm, and with a confirm, do not look away. Boom, like that.
It's like one. It's like 3, 2, 1 picture, and then it's gone.
Yeah, and actually you can't look at it twice. So that defeats the whole purpose. So if someone doesn't make the deadline for the 3 seconds, and they looked away for a minute, it doesn't make it say you've been kicked out, it's over. We can no longer use your participating results.
You are useless to me. You looked away.
You're dead to me.
You're dead.
Wait for
Step
the
in my
next one.
office. You're fired. Yep.
But otherwise, if anything longer, because on Amazon, nobody really looks at anything for more than a few microseconds or up to a few seconds. So, and real people don't have a second look. So the second look automatically creates bias, right? A second or 5 seconds or 10 seconds creates bias.
Totally.
Because now they can pick it apart, right? And now they can start to read the text, and now they can really pick apart what's going on. So you have to remove all bias. It has to be, are you ready? Go, 1, 2. What'd you see?
I think that's great. One thing that I would say just about this, the concept of hero images when scrolling, there's something that I always tell people, which is contrast equals clicks. And so if the background is white and your bottle is white, it's probably invisible. So it is important to make sure that it attracts attention. So you should do a drill, just scroll down Amazon and see where your eye goes to, because attention equals clicks and clicks equal dollars.
But see, that's a very valid point, which is why I wanted to build this, because if your background's white and the product's white, you won't be able to tell what it is in 3 seconds, right? Or 2 seconds. Or you can also, I'm building a timer that you can go, because every category is different, right? Like if I'm typing in air purifier, or if I'm typing in a laptop computer, I'm not going to actually scroll for 3 seconds. I'm going to look at each thing for 5 to 7 seconds. If I'm typing in sheets onto Amazon, that's 1 second, right? So you have to think that every product electronic is going to be a different timing of seconds. So you should generally, and it's hard to know, how long are the customers actually looking at each subcategory of products for? Are they looking for 3 seconds? Are they looking for 5 seconds? And so, but there's a lot of data out there that really tells you, and Amazon has a lot of the data too. So eventually I'm going to sell this thing to Amazon and be like, this is what you need for your sellers. Because they have the data.
No, Amazon's not going to buy anything. They're going to build it.
10-year plan.
They're going to build it. It's a 10-year plan. It's a 10-year exit. Okay.
It's a 10-year exit.
Amazon's just going to be like, oh, we can build that. How long is it going to take? Okay. It'll be live in 2 hours. Yeah. So don't worry about Amazon. Don't worry. There's plenty of sellers who would be happy to pay.
I know.
50 cents per link, 50 cents per click, whatever the fee is. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny. This is the thing I've been preaching to every seller for years. I'm like, you guys need to build this. You need to whatever. But everyone ignores it. They're all using IntelliView and PickFu and all these software programs that people get to look at their main image for literally 5 minutes at a time to pick it apart. I'm like, that doesn't happen on Amazon. I'm sorry. Nobody sits there and looks at something for 5 minutes at the main image to determine if they want to buy it. Who the fuck are you doing?
Which essentially is the conversion of the click, which is probably, it's the first battle to win on Amazon.
Yeah. You don't have 5 minutes to do that. I'm sorry. What shopper is looking at something for 5 minutes and picking it apart?
Never. And it's all about the click-through. The click-through is really, 6, 7, 8 seconds max. So, the click-through is really short. We've made some progress on the Cosmo AI checklist that we talked about last week. Yeah. So we made some progress. Cosmo AI checklist is going to be added to the ASSP Amazon Shopper Survey Program. It's going to be an option to basically get your Cosmo AI score. And we're going to basically score the whole thing and also score each subcategory. So it's going to be very MVP. You know how I am. I just kind of launch something as a very basic, and then we see where it takes us. I'm excited about it. So that's launching. That's on the roadmap to launch by January 1st.
I did want to. I remembered something that I was going to do on the. I would like to use the product listing page, communicate the following from the Cosmo guideline that we made. I want to put a listing in there and see what it spits out. Just give me 1 second. I can find it.
You're doing this on the fly.
I'm going to do it on the fly because it went really well.
Splatter in your face. Yeah.
1 second.
I'm a little scared of Eric doing on the fly updates here. You never know what you're going to get.
Well, I had a 9-hour flight, a little bit jet lagged. Yeah. So,
but it's a lot easier flying back to the U.S. than it is flying there. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, you go to the car rental place and it's 3:30 your time in the morning, and you got to remember to drive on the wrong side of the road. I mean,
It's rough.
Oh, and the program is going to be called pickreveal.com.
Pick Reveal, love it.
Pickreveal.com.
Pick Reveal.
Well, it's a good thing that we kept it hush hush
until just now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pickreveal.com.
We're selling equity for a measly, I think what is it, 2.5 million for 3%.
Yeah, that was the, well, I'll give you 1% for 750,000.
Done.
That sounds like Shark Tank, and they go into this, and the first question is,
What's your revenue?
what kind of sales do you have? What that kind of?
Like, we are pre-revenue.
We are pre-revenue. I need some seed funding, please.
All right, I'm going to find a listing that is very okay.
All right, hurry up. Anticipation here is killing me. Let's go.
All right, I found a listing that has no information, so let's get started. So one thing that I also did yesterday that as a little bit of a test, was that something that I learned with ChatGPT and just kind of the basics and fundamentals is you have to give it something, and then give something to compare about it. So it's important that you give it two pieces of data if you want to actually come up with something that has any value. So essentially, you can take anything on Amazon, any sort of TOS, and you can take that, you can copy it and put it in there and say, for example, like for example, we were trying to get a review removed, and we were like, how does this violate Amazon's terms of service? And can you please write an appeal? And it was pretty impressive. And honestly, so again, it comes down to having something to compare to, and then giving it a problem, because what AI does great is it compares information one to another. But if you don't give it the comparable, the data that it spits out is usually generic, and it's usually doesn't have any value. So it's important to have two things to compare. So with that being said, let me share my screen.
Okay, what do we got?
Please make a listing using following to improve my listing. Okay, and so I dropped in the thing that we made on the last call.
Shouldn't you tell it that it's an Amazon product listing?
Please make a listing improvements using the following points to improve my listing on Amazon. Okay, so then I'm going to put the listing here.
So you're just uploading an image?
No, I actually have a list.
A link?
A listing.
So you're going to give it a URL?
No, I actually have an SEO that we previously did for a long time ago. It's basically
it's words.
A gentle face cleanser. So I put in the information separated by keywords, description, bullet points, title, etc. And let's see what it comes back with. I just want to see now.
Okay, I see. So you put so I'm just clarifying for the audience. So you basically put in the Cosmo AI checklist. Then you also comparing the AI checklist with all the keywords that were written for a listing, including the title, the bullets, the back end, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now,
but the only problem is the images, obviously. So,
well, absolutely. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. This is one miracle at a time. So
what happens if you put the URL, the listing URL? Does it just not give you shit?
So there is some AI that goes, it basically says it can't open the link, but there are some different types of AI that, like, for example, there was an AI that you could give your information and it could go sign up for car insurance and things like that.
Sure.
So then we're going to thank it because it's very emotional.
Yeah, you got it. You got to be nice.
Thank you. Please point out the differences, the improvements made. Now, keep in mind, this is on the fly. And so take it with a grain of salt. But the stable thing with AI is good data in, good data out. And so it's important that you provide the data to improve and then provide what you're improving. Of course, AI is not a complete replacement of all human intelligence just yet. So make sure that you do look it over. But someday AI will be plugged into Helium 10. It'll be plugged into maybe Amazon's API or something to that effect. And it will be able to probably make a listing in 30 seconds, in my opinion, that will follow all best practices for ranking as well as Amazon compliance.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's already if you go to add a listing. So let's just take a look and just see if there's. Anyways, what's your thoughts on this? You guys see anything? Any call outs?
Yeah, I have to review it in detail. It's hard for me to give any. But I do want to point out.
It's true.
So I want to point out something though. If you let me share my screen really fast.
Yep.
I was just kind of dicking around while you're doing that. I gave ChatGPT an image from one of those product listings we were looking at, one of those skincare listings.
Yep.
And I said, can you review this? And then it did. It gave everything about the image. So you can upload images.
Yep. Not links though. Links like to Amazon, I believe it cannot open the link as of now.
Yes, it did say that. It confirmed that.
Yep.
But I just want to point out you can upload images. And if I compare that with, if I have another one, let's say I have two and I'm trying to make a listing update and I say, based on Cosmo AI, which one fits the Cosmo AI better, I think it could give me an assessment.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of software that we're going to launch and we're going to tell the world first, so that we have a good head start.
100%. You got to tell everybody what you're doing. Never do anything
Yeah,
in secret.
absolutely. I mean, the day that they make an AI that can basically reverse ASIN your competitors and spit out the differences in your listing in an image and text format, and
tell you what to do.
yeah, I mean, like, keep in mind, like, it's doesn't seem like it's that far from it, and when you start to see what it can do, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, we just got a new AI summary this morning that I was pretty happy about. I liked it a lot. Let me see if I can find it.
I mean, my friend has an AI that he uses, and he talks to it, and it's a character. It's actually RFK Jr. And so the whole time it's like a dialogue between RFK. And honestly, if you were to hear it, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible. Let's see here. So, yeah, we just added an AI. I'm trying to not show brand names just because this is very intimate details for a brand. So I'm going to avoid doing that, of course. But I think this is I'm going to share my screen, everybody. And then we're running low on time, but let's just do this over the last 5 minutes. So this is an AI summary that came in today from a completed Amazon Shopper Survey program.
Yep.
And I thought there were some really good points in here. A lot of people, I'll just summarize it. The biggest thing that people didn't like was the hero image, because they basically said the hero image was a little confusing. See, is this the product? Yes. Avoid using patterns that might be mistaken for damage. The screen cracked look. And that was a huge thing throughout this whole summary was you need to clean up and simplify the main image to highlight the durability, design, and compatibility. And then there was a lot of stuff in here. I'll show you here about.
You know how valuable that piece of information? I mean, that's something that they obviously did not see, and pointing it out to that extreme, I think that's a huge value.
And it says here that people really wanted to see a little more value with the screen protector with the case, like have the case. It's a Samsung case. Have the case come with the screen protector. That came along, and a lot of people. And then it says add more descriptive and engaging bullet points, emphasizing key benefits. For example, military grade shock protection keeps your phone safe from unexpected drop. Address shopper concerns directly, such as durability and anti-yellowing properties. Wow.
And you know, it's funny. You can copy that right there, and then copy their bullet points and ask it to revise it, and you're pretty much 80% there.
Yeah, you're totally right. And then it says here, enhance additional images. It says, here's the actions to enhance your additional images. Include detailed lifestyle images showcasing the case in use. For example, wireless charging, shock-proof drops. So it's literally telling you, here's the use cases you're missing. Highlight unique selling points visually, such as raised edges or military-grade protection. Add a comparison image against competitors' cases to showcase superior features. So this is one that came in this morning, and I was reading it, and I was going, if they don't get value out of this, something's wrong. But
one thing,
that's true. Like you'll never think about this stuff on your own. Like you have to have. I mean, this is not just AI, right? This is an audience.
This is an audience
feedback on what they're looking for. So it's a survey, and honestly, the biggest companies in the world constantly are doing focus groups. They're constantly doing surveys. And then this takes all that feedback and compiles it into an overview with an AI. It's unheard of.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think even Madison Avenue with billion-dollar companies is doing this sophisticated of tech. Maybe they are at the back end, but I doubt it.
I doubt it. I mean, look, check out this. It says negative feedback that was coming in. Competitors offered additional features, for example, screen protectors and kickstands, or more vibrant design color options. Some noted the product felt average or less durable than the competitors.
Right. Wow. Well, and color options are like low-hanging fruit, so that's like an instant 10 to 30% increase in revenue.
Check this out. Many felt the bullet points were sparse, lacked detail, or were unconvincing.
Wow.
Yeah. Check this one. Negatives. Many found the image plain, unappealing, or confusing. For example, mistaking leaf patterns for a cracked screen. Others suggested it lacked standout appeal or was cluttered. Wow. So I mean, you know, there's just so much value here. I'm really excited about it. It's more and more people are doing it. ASSP is outselling pretty much any other service we have. It's really exciting. And we just got started. We're literally launching an MVP, guys. Like, what's ASSP going to be in a year? Who knows? It's definitely going to be
Especially
crazy.
with Pick Reveal coming out as a
Yes, that's right. With a new partnership. All right, guys. This has been a great episode. Don't like, don't subscribe. Please don't comment. And if you are going to comment, then you need to talk shit about the fact that Michael did not wear a bullseye hat. That's the only comment I'm going to allow. You and your Adidas bullshit over here.
I'm being white hats.
Whatever. Yeah. Well, look at me. You're black. All right. Well, have a great weekend, everybody. Over and out.
Cheers.
All right, over and out.
Merry Christmas.